So another question that I get asked, so again, going off of, the question around Shopify payments and Stripe is, what provider should I use in the case that Shopify payments and Stripe are not options for that client, or maybe they were shut down or something happened, or what's the best processor out there? I get, kind of a variety or mixed bag of questions. And the answer is it depends, and it always depends, right? Every processor is a little bit unique towards whatever region you're selling in or where you're headquartered, and also where you're selling to, right? So some providers provide more payment methods than others in certain markets. Some are better for domestic markets, and there's processors in the US that are more specific to that market. Some are better for, certain online e-commerce brands, whether it's doing drop shipping or if you're providing professional services or you're selling, Nutra. There's a very wide kind of array of processors that are great at certain things versus others. And some processors have different risk tolerances than others as well. So they're going to be more flexible, but they may require a reserve, right? And so that's where you just need to really understand is that Shopify payments and Stripe, very easy to get set up and get going right away. But I always prefer to set up with a processor that is doing the underwriting up front, right? There's going to be some rigor around that. Sometimes it could be a little bit painful depending on the processor that you're dealing with. And again, working with a consultancy like ours is, we can provide everything in kind of one set where we're, giving you the onboarding pack, we're prioritizing that and moving that forward. But that's where you want to make sure that, you have a good idea of what's needed, and then you send it in, and then you know your terms. Those are the differences between the likes of like a Stripe or Shopify payments or, a provider that is doing the underwriting up front. Looking at where the providers that we leverage and that we use and looking at kind of the more popular ones, you see checkout.com, you see Nuvei, you see Adyen. Maverick Payments is very popular in the US. You see Molly in Europe, Ocean Payments in Hong Kong. You see Airwallex, you have Payoneer. There's kind of a myriad of processors that are out there. But again, it depends on what I'm selling. I don't have a preferred provider. There are partners that I really like working with. But again, the answer is it depends. So you just need to make sure that you're not just looking at it from like a one size fits all standpoint. You have to look at your business model, what you're selling, your average order value, target demographic, and then solutioning it down. But I listed out the providers that we're partnered with, and we've had really good success in working with those providers for fast scaling online e-commerce brands.